finally, I've had to waste 10 minutes of first and foremost electricity and bandwidth on both devices because I'm mobile tethering. Dave Chappelle, how the hell are you? I need your help. This world is fucked the goddamn shit up. Yo, I have been just trying to get some money for doing my work in the world. Now, I'm a degree philosopher from Carnegie Mellon, and I came 3/4 of the way across the country to find a way to work at my alma mater. That don't fit the process, Deb. We'll talk to you in 2022, 2023. My fucking life is in danger. I'm living in my goddamn car. Because I've been a hermit for a decade. And how I sorted that problem leads to a whole brand new series of hypotheses. There's my lovely Zanzibar. Try and get a little bit better. I mean, it's been 3 weeks in my car. And this is interesting because you won't see it in some of the earlier videos. This is what happens when you lose weight. Fasting for 3 days. Yesterday was a refeed day. Today's a feast day. Dave. Sorry I was rambling. I'm lonely as fuck. Yo. In your Kennedy Center bit, you said you'd block and tackle for anyone wanting to stand on a stage speaking their truth. Get the fuck up here. Well, the steering wheel is not laptop enabled. And I'm the Anthony Bourdain of human energy, potential, and well-being. So if he got to do that, just about food, eating, right? Controversial and traveling all over the place, I'm gonna be the one to try to explain why we have all this ever-escalating chronic disease. Anti-racism is my number one priority in everything I say and do. Got everyone pressurizing me and bullying me to be brief. I'm long form like yourself. And I'm long form because I'm complex. And I'm complex because I'm the fifth force. I know you got to know the fifth element. The redhead is the supreme being. But there's a reason why in real life you got to have my body, not her body. You're getting fat wrong. You're getting autism wrong. You're getting, of course, skin very, very wrong. This is the thing. When you get skin correct, if you focus on getting skin correct first, and you never ever step away, I'm always pivoting. And in a basketball sense, right? I'm gonna keep this left foot planted on I am the She Socrates, and I am Dave Chappelle's soulmate. And I'm going to stand on a stage in Socratic monologue, and I'm going to sit motherfucking men and their goddamn obsession with math and mechanistic thinking the fuck down. That's not how life works. Yes, that's how the stuff works. But the fact that you keep forcing life to work like stuff, that's the shit is gonna self-extinct our species in approximately 30 years. Dave, you got kids. They need a better world. They deserve a world where they get to be creators. See, this is the thing. This is precisely the thing why I had to come to you. Every single person I talk to, even when they think they are doing the best they possibly can, they're bullying me to get a job. First off, it's been a decade since I worked. I often needed to be, as a hermit, hibernating for 20 hours a day. When your body is so rare, and again, I lost 150 pounds in the 15 months after turning 50. Invite me to, little boot camp for Chappelle challenging. And let's do this because there's other people. I mean, maybe you don't want to save them, but I feel once you help me figure out how to get my thing going, I need interest to the industry, and I do need a little emergency executive producing. Emergency executive producing. That's a phrase, right? See, I got the goods. I got the inventive goods. Now, I need to finish reversing all of my chronic illnesses. Just the problem. There came the pandemic. The money ran out. Now, the U.S. hypocrisy, like, well, fucking die, Deb. You don't have no money. Fucking just go ahead and die. I am living in a state of entrancement with a body at 52 that I could never have imagined ever before earlier. The change in 2 years. This is how I come on being so masterful at being homeless. I mean, I'm experiencing hurt. But what hurts the most is no one I'm talking to sees the ramifications of what I'm saying. It's all about the time. You see, when you have something complex to share, and when you, again, are doing bits, right? You're trying to make it entertaining. You're trying to keep bringing it in. But I'm metaphysics-ing. I'm talking about how consciousness works when it's optimized by demonstrating how my own optimized consciousness isn't like everyone else's. It's being stream of consciousness all my waking hours, basically. Technology be getting in my fucking way. I'm trying to be about human potential. What this US of hypocrisy society forces somebody to go through when they're being creative. Yes, I am in a Steve Harvey way. Yes, I'm very much Tyler Perry. Parking out in a place where I'm eventually create. How I see it, I don't fit in the club scene, Dave. That's why I've been searching for a patron. What I want to do is create a small venue. A little interactive. Where you're coming to get light bulbs. You're coming to have a Socratic dialogue. So Deb's going to get started because I got a lot to share, and I'm going to set up some premises, and we'll go from there. And then there'll be themes, right? I perform all the time. So there'll be themes, there'll be topics, and I'm going to do my Socratic monologue and get my little stream of consciousness on. Then people can ask me questions. Very few people ask me questions when I say these profound things. I've sorted the hard problem of consciousness. This is why it's a theory of everything, right? Because everything about human civilization, everything about our built environment is because we had a faulty, limited view of human consciousness. I mean, we made all this shit. I'm talking about tsunamis is what they is, earthquakes is what they is. Water and wind, life forces. See, I start separating things into stuff and life, like my life companion, my Arctic fox. She know. She know. I spent my first 50 years in a polar bear body. And now, in 2 years, I have figured out how to adapt and evolve into a giraffe. I mean, I can't afford to drive to Yellow Springs from Pittsburgh. As soon as I can afford to get to Africa, I'm going to Africa. And wait till you see that. I got a feature film with my co-stars Lamont Rucker and Jill Scott. I'm not playing small. And that's where everyone just like, it's too much, Dad. You too good. It's too much. But I have to succeed for all y'all. You know what did this, Dave? Finish this up. 2 years ago, I got a voice recorder, unless it get techified and deleted because I run out of storage. I could afford $1.99 for more Google storage. I don't have a credit card. You got that? I don't have electronic money. Few crucial people in my life right now. We have 4 that sent me $150 each. This is what this human society of human consuming. People had no excess. They don't have spare rooms anymore, Airbnb. So I had situations, and I had A through E situations. And it was all like complete brush off. Just like I have emailed 12 professors at Carnegie Mellon about my work. 2 responded because they could brush me off immediately. I'm losing my red hair. This is my hashtag RedheadedSheHulk. I guess that's sort of the halo of this. But I mean, I'm living through that. But I'm also with my crazy, incredible hashtag wellbeing philosophy. Hypotheses power using evolution logic. I could probably get it back, but I won't get the 3 feet back. I mean, I might be able to get to change the color, but this is so. Dave, I'm serious. I want to be apprenticed. I want you to help me to containerize my work so I can get the appropriate investor. I want to establish myself at my own little performance venue. Maybe a small dinner theater kind of concept. Just I don't know. Because the money ain't gonna come necessarily from the performances, although palms across the globe and shit, we can in charge a lot too. This ain't gonna be free for much longer. Also, I know what the next Microsoft and Amazon is. I mean, I just came from Seattle. I've been watching it. And it's life-centric thinking versions. It's not the tech version, because it is tech. So, we had now barely 150 years of industrialization and all that pollution. I mean, and there's a lot of it, the carbon monoxide and shit. But that is a long tail. I mean, we're hitting a certain point now where audition, application for Apprentice. They are some and do it. Hashtag Chappelle challenge. There's some performances. They all go off the rails, right? Because I'm experiencing trauma of no money in a country that's like, well, then die. Die. You ain't got no money, die. Why you ain't? The rich so occupied they can't eat shot for themselves. Further isolating them from everything. I know what artistic flow is. And it is a state of being optimally human. Now, some people might get in it when they're baking painting, playing music, especially performing music, writing poetry, philosophy. It's my ecstatic trance genre. And Socratic dialogues. I am the she Socrates of the 2020s. This little phase of homelessness don't kill me. I ain't gonna make it in the summer. This weather. So I'm here for whether it's Carnegie Mellon or Dave Chappelle. I much prefer Dave Chappelle at this point. I'm disappointed in my alma mater. They are exceedingly linear and mechanistic. They got the zeros and ones sorted. But you know, the numbers do go on. The 2, the 3, the 4, 5, 6. Carbon is gateway gas. Everything we need to understand is we have chemistry and biochemistry. We have electricity, and I'm the one philosophically arguing we gotta have bioelectricity. You want to take bioelectricity, you can understand everything. You can explain autism. You can explain lupus. You can explain racism. It's 18 minutes. I'm gonna go with this. Here's a bit, Dave. Wrap this up. Whiteness is my arch enemy. You know, the tiki torch whites raised me. They did. I suspect my hometown, East Liverpool, is to Pittsburgh as Yellow Springs is to Dayton. Now that I just looked it up, because I'm thinking I'm about to occupy Little Springs, Yellow Springs. You know what happens when you become homeless with privilege? I got paid to occupy the Whole Foods parking garage after 10 days, and I would just spend my days there because at the parking garage I stay away from the sun because Zanzibar. They gave me $50 gift certificate. We know if I didn't look like I looked, I'd have been shoot off. They didn't shoot me off either. They didn't help me solve my electricity problems though. Gave me a list of homeless shelters. It should be Carnegie Mellon taking me in. I'm really disappointed that there's no alumni emergency fund. Alumni should be like, I'm in Pittsburgh, I need help. The university should be like, we got you for a month at the very least. Maybe some people need a week or 2 weeks or 6 weeks. You see what I'm saying? This US of hypocrisy is like everyone is physically and mentally capable of just being in the assembly line work. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. What was I ending with? Whiteness. So much to say. So, you know, because white supremacy, that's a crime. And we know it when we see it, and it should be handled as a crime. And you got all these white people, oh, but I'm not racist. You know, that whole palaver. Of course they is. And what that is, which is the big umbrella of racial classifications separating all of us, the way we everything about humans right now, because of how we look at things mechanistically, is about separating us into categories and then always establishing the hierarchy of the categories. How evolution works though is we see things 80-20 rule. It's always this vertical. Evolution 80-20 rule is horizontal with 10 on this side and 10 on this side. This is real. This is it's no laughter, but it's light bulbs. You use evolutionary logic and the math of life, 1 + 1 = 3. 1 man + 1 woman equals a third baby. And you take those two, evolution logic and the math of life, and realize 80% of what we humans do is because of the environment. It's because we smell something that's poisonous. It's because we hear somebody backing up and we're like, are they going to bump into my car? Are they going to be the po-po going? You've exceeded your time limit parking. I did a whole bit, and this is the next Microsoft and Amazon. I'm a girl, yo. I mean, I got the equipment. I did come out as non-binary during March's International Women's Month. Nobody ever asked me out. Nobody ever fancies you. You never really had to gendercize. So I got to just be a human. Perfectly fine. I mean, as far as physically, my long red hair, that's about the only feminine trait that's really. So I'm like the next Dave Chappelle, cross-dressed with Eddie Izzard. The next Hannah Gadsby. Oh, get the Netflix people on the phone. They've been ignoring me, and nobody else seems to know what to do about this. And I would love to work with Stan Lathan. My best friend went to Overbrook. Best friend from Carnegie Mellon, painter, African American male painter, Joe Johnson. Some good Socratic monologues to Troy yesterday. Yeah, I'm pulling a Pippin. I mean, no, I'm pulling a Jordan. I'm just going to end this. Pippin. And then there's always the extra thing to click on, and it just goes on and on and on. Can't. And the times are never what I officially think they are anyway, so we'll end this in a Jordan.